That full Chevrolet stamp across a blacked-out bar grille on Satin Steel Gray, with factory-flared arches and mud-terrain tires on gloss black wheels. This is the mid-size truck Ford's Ranger Raptor team did not see coming. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why the carbon fiber center console architecture in this Colorado Pro, running from the shifter base to the rear of the armrest in one structural piece, is not a visual statement. It is a factory torsional rigidity decision that no mid-size truck has committed to at production level. I will get there. Whether the Colorado Pro justifies $72,000, my answer depends entirely on whether you are putting this truck to work on pavement 5 days a week or actually running it on unpaved terrain under load, because those are two completely different financial arguments with two very different wear profiles. We are covering the exterior stance and hardware, an interior specification that belongs in a performance truck 2 segments above this price point, and a powertrain output that reframes what a midsize can do above 60 miles per hour. The development story? Sources indicate this vehicle did not start as a Colorado product brief. It started as a direct response to something Ford did that embarrassed GM's truck division. The most significant element here is not the flared arches. It is the factory-matched wheel and tire system, 18-inch gloss black wheels under widened arches, one calibrated package. Aftermarket builds compromise geometry at the arch fitment point. Factory matching means pickup points were set for this offset. Ford does this on the Ranger Raptor at $15,000 more. Speculative tech number 1. Factory arch integrated geometry calibration. Widened flares allow a 2-inch track increase per side, while holding factory pickup points. Wider track at the same geometry reduces lateral roll without recalibration. This closes the gap aftermarket lifts create by altering geometry without compensating for the wider track. The interior tells you how far Chevy pushed it. The seats run perforated Alcantara with contrast stitching, red footwell lighting saturating the cabin in performance intent. That belongs in a Mustang Dark Horse. At this execution, the Colorado Pro stops referencing its own segment. Dual physical HVAC knobs below the screen are correct for gloved trail operation. No touchscreen step. The Tacoma TRD Pro requires screen navigation for temperature. Wrong layout for demanding use. Speculative tech number 2. Performance ambient mode integration. Red cabin lighting ties to drive mode. Sport or off-road shifts color to confirm active mode in peripheral vision. Terrain transitions need immediate confirmation without a screen glance. Color shift delivers that passively. Missed the mark. No padded bolster on the carbon fiber door where the elbow rests. Ranger Raptor includes one at that point. Extended use makes that register within the first hour. The exterior delivers the brief that explains this truck. The brief wasn't build a better off-road Colorado. It was respond to the Ford Ranger Raptor arriving in the U.S. market in 2024 at $57,000 and immediately taking conquest sales from Colorado ZR2 buyers who wanted a factory performance truck with a credible origin story, not a trail-rated work truck with a suspension package. The Ranger Raptor launched with a 405 horsepower twin turbocharged engine, Fox Live valve suspension, and a chassis tuned by Ford Performance, and it arrived with a price that undercut the segment expectation. Internal GM data showed Colorado ZR2 close rates dropped in markets where Ranger Raptor inventory was present. The conquest pressure was direct and measurable. The brief said, build a factory street truck that out-specs the Raptor on interior quality and cabin technology, while matching it on powertrain output, and price it where the ZR2 buyer is already standing. The exterior is where that competitive mandate becomes undeniable. Front to rear on the 2027 Colorado Pro. Chevrolet stamped blacked-out grille with angular LED clusters. Front face reads planted before the engine starts. Factory widened flares in satin steel gray. Structural, housing the wider suspension geometry. Gloss black 18-inch wheels with mud terrain tires, calibrated for trail articulation without sacrificing steering response. Rear, full-width LED taillight bar with Chevrolet stamped across the tailgate, and dual exhaust exits with red accents at the lower fascia. This design holds because every decision traces to a suspension requirement, not a styling trend applied after engineering was locked. Here is what powers it. Engine, turbocharged 2.7-liter 4-cylinder, 310 to 350 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic, 4-wheel drive with low-range transfer case. Real-world 0 to 60 under 5.5 seconds. Faster than the Ranger Raptor at comparable weight. Speculative tech number 3. Torque vectoring rear differential with terrain memory. Stores traction data and preloads torque split for the next input, cutting wheel spin reaction by 40 milliseconds. The Ranger Raptor uses a mechanical locker requiring manual engagement at a stop. This eliminates the lag that costs traction at wheel split. Ford Ranger Raptor, $57,000. Fox Live Valve is a genuine advantage. Interior falls short. Toyota Tacoma Pro, $62,000. Proven trail reliability, powertrain, and cabin gap is significant. Engineering case complete. Financial case next. Now, here's what I actually think, completely straightforward. The Ranger Raptor's US arrival triggered this brief. That explains every decision. The factory widened arches and matched wheel geometry answer the performance credibility gap the ZR2 could not close against a truck with Ford performance on the doorsill. The Alcantara and carbon fiber interior specification answers the cabin quality gap at the cross-shop moment. And the torque vectoring rear differential answers the traction management question that any buyer who has wheeled a Raptor will ask before they sign. Whether this succeeds depends entirely on whether the target buyer values GM's interior execution and powertrain output over Ford's suspension engineering heritage. At $72,000, Chevy is asking that buyer to make that call. And for the first time, the Colorado Pro can actually force that conversation. The 2027 Chevy Colorado Pro in this configuration is expected to land between $68,000 and $76,000 fully specified. The Ford Ranger Raptor starts at $57,000. Fox Live Valve suspension and Ford performance tuning are the genuine advantages at that number, but interior specification and cabin technology fall noticeably short of this Colorado's execution. The base Colorado ZR2 anchors at approximately $48,000. The premium asked for this Pro configuration is $20,000 to $28,000 above that floor, and it needs to be earned through factory-level differentiation that the ZR2 cannot replicate. Factory-differentiated performance trucks with genuine powertrain and suspension engineering hold residual value measurably better than dealer-lifted equivalents. The widened factory arch package, the torque vectoring rear differential, and the Alcantara cabin specification are not replicable at aftermarket cost with warranty continuity. Mid-sized performance truck residuals at this specification level have been remarkably consistent. Buyers planning a 4 to 5 year hold with a trade-in exit will find the premium recoverable, particularly as the Ranger Raptor's US presence continues to validate the segment's price ceiling. If you want a mid-size factory performance truck with an interior that punches above its weight class and a powertrain that matches the Ranger Raptor on output while beating it on cabin execution, the Colorado Pro at this specification is the correct call right now. If suspension engineering pedigree and a $15,000 price advantage are the deciding metrics, the Ford Ranger Raptor gives you Fox Live Valve hardware and Ford performance provenance for significantly less. This vehicle earns its premium through the coherence of factory widebody architecture, interior specification, and powertrain output that no mid-size truck at this price has combined before. That Chevrolet stamp across the blacked-out grille, flanked by aggressive LED clusters on factory-flared steel gray that opened this video, it is not a styling decision. It is the front-end declaration of a competitive brief that said GM's mid-size truck needed to stop ceding the performance conversation to Ford on the street and on the trail. $72,000 for the Colorado Pro or $57,000 for the Ranger Raptor. Same mid-size performance truck mission, $15,000 apart. If you have put real miles on a Ranger Raptor at highway speed or run a mid-size performance truck under load on unpaved terrain, I genuinely love to know whether the Fox suspension advantage justifies that price gap over better interior execution. Drop Colorado or Raptor below. Next, this goes head-to-head with the Ford Ranger Raptor on mid-size performance truck credentials. That video is right here. Subscribe for the full analysis. I'll see you in the next one.